All right, it looks like we have almost everybody here, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Again, my name is Rebecca Lombardo. I'm with TruPlace, and I'll be walking you through today's presentation. We're going to be talking about virtual open house solutions and how to replace the traditional open house with a kind of virtual experience. So a little bit about us, in case you're not familiar with TruPlace. We've been in business for over 17 years. We have tons of customer success stories. We're the home of TruFusion 3D technology, which I jokingly refer to as the Matterport killer. I'll explain more about that later. We have trained and certified photographers in 25 markets across the US, and we want you to experience a true difference in working with us. We offer real-time scheduling, which means you have like a 99% chance of getting your preferred appointment time when you book with us. We have rapid response teams, which means when you ping us throughout the week, we're back at you within the hour. Very fast response there. We also offer centralized image processing, which means you get consistency not only from room to room, but also from house to house. And we offer complimentary neighborhood photos because we know that your clients are not just buying a home, right? They're also buying a neighborhood. So we have 4 products that I'm going to use as examples today to take you through the live virtual tour kind of experience. These 4 products work really well when you're trying to do a virtual open house because they offer 2 different types of experiences. So on the left, you have slideshow video and walkthrough video. So when you put together a video of a property, I'm going to refer to that as like the agent-driven experience, right? So slideshow video, those are still photos set to music. But it basically guides you through the house as if you were being walked through the home by an agent. Same thing with a walkthrough video. This is a video tour of the property. It's DSLR quality. But again, you're going through the house as if an agent were guiding you room by room. Now with the hybrid floor plan tour and the TruFusion 3D tour, those are more user-driven products. So me as the potential buyer, when I walk into the open house, sometimes you would say, would you like to take a look around by yourself, or would you like me to walk you through the property? And sometimes a potential buyer would say, no, that's okay. I'll walk around by myself and I'll let you know if I have any questions. So this is the same kind of experience here. So these products are going to be interactive, user-driven products where the user can drive their own experience. The floor plan tour, it's very interactive. It can add 3D spins. The TruFusion 3D tour is every nook and cranny of the house is available to be seen using this product. But again, these are 4 different products that you can use to quote unquote walk somebody through a home online. So this means you don't have to carry your cell phone around the house as you walk around and show people the property. You don't have to make people nauseous by kind of using your hand to guide it steady and showing your face in the house and your face in the house. This is another way to do a virtual open house where you can do this from your desktop. All right, so let's take a tour of these products. So the first one we have here at the top of our virtual open house solutions page is our slideshow video. So again, these are still photos set to music. They pan through the entire house. They've got cinematic enhancements on the TV, and the fireplace is going. And outside, these clouds are just breezing by. So this is one option for using a product online to walk somebody through a house. The other one is the walkthrough video. This is literally what it says it is. It's meant to walk you through the front door of the property, right? Start with the foyer, and then you go in and go room by room through the entire house. The way that we put together the videos is based on how an agent would walk you through the property. And then, of course, we have our user-driven experiences here. This is the hybrid floor plan tour. This is the floor plan tour some of you might be familiar with, but it has So with the agent-driven online sharing experience, it's basically the same concept as being on site with a buyer. You're in control of calling attention to the features throughout the home. You can show multiple homes at a time in one online session. So the 2 different ways to do this are going to be Facebook or Zoom. There's probably more than that, but we're going to start with those today. The first one I'm going to show you is Facebook. So you could do this live or pre-recorded. I just want to show you how to go live on Facebook, because you really shouldn't be intimidated by this. Even if you're not, totally adapted to this technology, I would highly encourage you to just give it a try. If you want to try Saturday morning at 5 a.m. when no one else is awake, you could try that, but it's very easy. So just try it a couple of times to get started. And once you get started, it's really easy. So I want to show you where to start by clicking on live video. And then you're going to see a screen where it's going to show you a couple options for setup, and you're just going to click share screen. So go to your Facebook page, whether it's personal or your business page, click home. Make sure you're starting on a fresh page. Click the ellipse and then go over to the button that says live video. Go ahead and click that, and that's going to bring up this page here. Go over to your post on the left side and just scroll down to a page that you manage. We're going to highly suggest that you use your business pages for this. So select your business page that you manage. And then you're going to go over to share screen. So just go ahead and click that share screen button, choose the screen you want to share, and hit go. In the bottom right, you'll see that your screen is available down there to be viewed. And then you just go to the go live button. It'll give you a nice little countdown. You'll hop over to your property on your screen there to talk about the house that you want to walk through. You'll use any of those 4 products to walk the viewers through the property, talk about the dining room, talk about the living room. You can go to an upper level, lower level, click on the bedrooms, go down the hallways. So it's almost like you're just virtually walking them through the house, talking about the property, answering their questions, mentioning the fact that the washer dryer are on the top floor, which is always awesome. But you'll notice in this 3D tour that you can see out the windows, which is really nice. This is really the most immersive experience that you can offer a potential buyer without physically being there. Once you're done, just hop back over to Facebook, stop the recording, hit end. The great thing about this is it's going to turn that into a recording and post it on your Facebook stream, and you're all done. Super easy. So again, Facebook Live or pre-recorded, it lets fans know several days in advance that you're going to do it. You just pop in there and say, hey, join me tomorrow for a Facebook Live. You could go live at the same time on a regular basis to increase your viewership. If you think about it like how TV shows used to be, right? Like Thursdays at 9 o'clock, your show is on. You can have that kind of regularity to increase the number of viewers. You should also limit your time to about 5 minutes, maybe 10 if you're really good and entertaining. But Facebook Live has a shorter attention span. So definitely try not to go too long on Facebook Live. So if you're trying to figure out when you should go live, I would highly suggest logging into your analytics. So if you look at the analytics on your property, you'll be able to see when that property is being visited by each day of the week, and that will kind of help you determine when you should go live on Facebook. So just for an example here, the analytics on this property are showing that Friday looks like the most popular day of the week. It looks like Thursday and Saturday are also pretty popular, but Friday definitely seems like the most popular day of the week that this property is being viewed online. And if you look at the visits by hour, you can see 5 o'clock is a peak. So this is the cumulative times during the week, looking at all of the hours. I think if I were to choose a time, I would look at Friday at 5 o'clock to go live on Facebook when I talk about this property, because it looks like that's when I would have the best chance to capture an audience and get a ton of engagement. So just a few housekeeping items here as you do Facebook or Zoom. Don't forget that when you go live, you really need to have all of your other programs shut down. So don't have your Outlook open, don't have your Gmail notifications open, because the last thing you want is to be walking somebody through a property and have a little message pop up. So don't forget to shut those down before you go live. Same thing, with any other kind of notifications that you have going on. Also, if you're going to use a touchpad laptop, just from experience, let me tell you, you should put a headset in. Otherwise, we can hear every click. as you go through the presentation. So just a couple of tips on that there. The other option here is Zoom. So I can't log into Zoom and show you because I'm actually already in kind of a Zoom presentation, but I'm sure we're all Zoom experts at this point, right? So go into your Zoom account. When you go in, it'll give you the option to start with video on or off, or just share your screen only. So it's totally up to you if you want to share video. It depends on if you're having a good hair day or not, I guess. But if you want your face on the screen, then Zoom is going to be a good option because you can choose to share your video and share your screen at the same time. Zoom also has a couple of options. You can get the free version, which is great, or you can do a paid version, which I think now can actually broadcast simultaneously to Facebook Live as well. So you're kind of killing two birds with one stone here. Once you get your share screen going, just click on that green button to go through the Zoom account. Again, it's very easy to start that share screen. And you can just go back to one of these videos up here. You know, if the navigation through the floor plan tour is too much for you to navigate, you can simply hit play and pause in these slideshow videos, and you can talk through a property this way. Play and pause is very simple, very easy to do while you're sharing your screen. It gives you a chance to talk about the lighting fixtures or the crown molding and a bunch of different stuff in the house. So again, it really depends on your comfort level of what you want to navigate through as you're sharing your screen online. But there are a lot of different options here, a lot of different products that will help you kind of showcase the property's best features. My personal favorite is the 3D virtual tour, just gonna say, because I can use my finger to look up or down, and I can zoom in on the wall and see what kind of thermostat's being used. So I like to use this tool when I'm showing a property online. So a couple benefits of Zoom here. It's better if you want your face on the screen, right? So if you're using Facebook Live, you're just gonna share your screen. If you're using Zoom, you can keep your face in the video, like in the bottom corner, and show the house at the same time. There's a free version that has a hard stop at 40 minutes. So just to give you the warning, it really will cut you off at 40 minutes. Zoom also has a chat window for questions and answers that's private versus Facebook Live, which when people ask questions on Facebook Live, everybody's gonna see everybody's questions. So if you'd rather provide a more private experience through chat, like kind of like we're doing now, then Zoom might be a better option. You can also use Zoom to do lead capture. So you can create a webinar or an event using Zoom and use that webinar registration link on social media, in other forums, and get people to sign up for your Zoom open house. That way you can capture their email address and you can follow up with them after your webinar has concluded. All right, so I'm going to pause here to turn to the Q&A box and start to answer some of your questions. There's a chat window there as well if you want to pop a chat question there. There's a question about why the walkthrough is jumpy and not smooth. It really depends on your internet connection. So after we conclude today, you're going to get an email that has a link to everything I just showed you. So if you experienced any kind of internet delay in that, I would encourage you to just go straight to our website. Go through the virtual open house products on your own so you can see that those are a pretty smooth transition. So go ahead and pop your questions into the chat box or the Q&A box there. Nobody's going to be able to use audio today, so if you have a question, please feel free to just pop it into that chat box or the Q&A box there, and I'll start to answer your questions, but I won't be able to hear you if you try to verbally ask a question out loud. So there's a question here, if we already have photos from TruPlace at our listing, what else do we need to do to have the 3D product added? And how much is it? So The 3D product is a standalone product, so that needs to be purchased separately from any photo packages. There's pricing available on our website. I can jump there in a few minutes to talk about pricing. There's a question here about that we're not actually showing the property live, we're using the photos. That's correct. So the live portion of the presentation is where you log into Facebook Live. So you're live in the sense that you are in real time with your viewers. Using one of those 4 products is going to allow you to leverage the quality of professional photography without having to physically be at the property, but still allowing that live feeling that you're right there with the person at the same time in the same room, so you can talk about the same things. There's a question if you can access the video again at TruPlace.com. Yes, after we're done today, you'll get a follow-up email and it'll have a link to that page in particular, but please feel free to just go to TruPlace.com, go to the virtual open house page and browse through those products. There's a question here if we can go over again how I got into Facebook Live. Sure. I have to resume share of my screen. I'm just going to click on Facebook here, the ellipse, and Facebook Live. And boom, I'm in. And then just hit go live. And then that red dot starts to tell you that you're live. All right, there's another question here. Is the URL the one sent us with the slideshow or the tour is complete, and how do we make sure it's on the screen to share on Zoom? So you should receive a URL with your purchase from TruPlace, and you just load it up just like you would any other URL. It's part of that prep thing where I said to go ahead and shut down all your other programs. That will be the one web page that you have open along with Facebook. There's a question here about other social media like Instagram, Twitter, etc. Yep. We only covered Facebook and Zoom today. If you'd like, I would love to do this again for you. I can do Instagram stories, Twitter, whatever you like. But yes, you can do the Instagram stories, Instagram TV, tons of other options. There's a question about what the lead time to schedule photos in 3D with TruPlace. So we have almost next day turnaround on scheduling both photos and 3D. There's a question of how soon will this be available. Not exactly sure what you mean by this, but this recording will be available after we wrap up today. We'll put it on our website under the webinars section. There's a question here if we can duplicate the feel of live video in one scene via link from our TruPlace virtual tour. So yeah, kind of like when you go into Zoom or you go into another kind of broadcasting system, you can just broadcast to no one on your Zoom account if you want and just record. So just record your private Zoom with yourself walking through the house, save that recording, and then launch Facebook Live and just play the recording. That way you don't have to worry about clicking through a floor plan tour live. You can just play the video that you recorded earlier. There's a question about to use Facebook Live for a virtual open house. Do you still need to use Zoom? How does it work? So no, for Facebook Live, you don't need to use Zoom. So you just go to Facebook Live and then click back over to the tab that shows the property that you want to talk about. There's a question here. If you have a multi-unit rental property, I won't be able to get into some of them to take photos. Is it possible for you to use previous still photos? I would say contact our customer service. I know some of you guys are in a shelter-in-place situation. Please reach out to our customer service and see how we can help some of you right now. There's a question about the links for the sessions that we shared today. Yes, definitely, I would say don't be intimidated. I tried to show you a lot in a short amount of time. So definitely go to TruPlace.com, click on the virtual open house from the menu options, look at the slideshow video and the walkthrough video. It sounds like one of those two products would be most comfortable for you. So you would just purchase one of those products on your property, go to Facebook Live, launch your screen, and just hit play. So the viewers will just watch your screen as it plays the video, and then you can just answer questions. That sounds like the easiest option, but don't be intimidated. Allow yourself a little bit of grace and forgiveness right now, because Facebook is really good at being a very casual environment, so everybody understands. Okay, there's another question here. Let's see. Yes, the slides will be available as part of the recording, and we'll have that on our website under the webinar section. There's a question here if I can demonstrate how the 3D spin looks. Yes, I can. I'll jump back into that and the pricing here in a couple minutes. Somebody doesn't know how to get into their analytics page. Can I explain that? It's in the client portal. If you can get back into your client portal, you should have access to it there. If you can't get into your client portal, then please reach out to customer service. There's a question about the list, decided what to do beforehand, that started to let people know several days in advance. That went by too fast. Yeah. Okay, so let me go back to just this slide that has the Facebook tips here. But this is what I meant by kind of some tips for using Facebook Live and how to build your audience that way. So yes, there is a recording. It'll be on the webinars section of our website. There's a question if there's any specials for the 3D tours. So we offer a 10% discount if you purchase a 3D tour and another tour at the same time. There's a question if we feel the 3D option should be included in every virtual open house, or could just some of the other options work? So it really depends on the type of property. Some people use our 3D on a one-bedroom condo because it allows you to see the beautiful sweeping views from the 11th floor of the one-bedroom condo. So that's for some people, that's really important. Also, there are really high-end features in the home, and they want to allow the potential buyer to pinch and zoom on those very expensive features inside that condo. So even though it's only one bedroom, they find the 3D option to be really critical to selling that property. Other people think that the 3D option is too much to navigate for a 5,000 square foot property. And so they just go with the floor plan tour, which is why we have that hybrid option. So you can put the 3D spin in the floor plan tour. So you get the pinch and zoom experience, so you can see every nook and cranny of the house, but that floor plan tour is still there to help you navigate those 5,000 square feet. There's a question about the difference between the hybrid floor plan and the TruFusion 3D tour. Hopefully that kind of started to explain it. I'm happy to jump back onto the webpage here in a minute to go into it in more detail. There's a question, if you do an open house weekly using the same Facebook Live, can we save every successive chat room log? So I don't think there's a way to export the chat from Facebook Live, but there is a way to save it in Zoom. So that's another kind of differentiator between the two. But there is a URL that you can grab from Facebook that will allow you to have that same URL for every Facebook Live. And it will save all of your Facebook Lives to that same URL. With Zoom, you don't get that. So again, just kind of a different differentiators. Yeah, so on Zoom, you go live in the sense that you have an appointed time, like Friday at 6 o'clock. So you will go live on Zoom Friday at 6 o'clock, and everybody that you invited to that link will be live in there with you as well. Yes, this is recorded. It'll be on our website. If you have previously purchased any products from TruPlace and you have questions, feel free to reach out to customer service. They'll be able to help you. There's a question here, your photographer is going into the property without the agent. Yes, if there's a lockbox on the property, our photographers are going in there. By the way, they're all equipped with personal protective equipment. And we have COVID instructions on our website as well. Yes, our photographers will go into vacant properties. Speaking of vacant, by the way, we do virtual staging in our 3D product as well. So if you purchase a 3D tour, the property is vacant, and you'd like to add staging, that's not a problem. There's a question about adjusting volume on Facebook Live. No, there is no way to adjust the volume through Facebook Live. It's got to be through your computer. So there's a question about doing 6 houses virtually. Yes, you can absolutely do that. So you just launch Facebook Live and go through each of those. What I would do is I would have all 6 tabs open at the top of my computer screen there. So I would, launch your web browser, get one house in one tab. And then after you launch Facebook Live, just go back to the first tab. That's your first house. Talk through that one. Close that tab, or actually don't close the tab, leave it open because you might get questions about it. But I would assign one house per tab so that as I'm on Facebook Live, I would do one tab at a time. Yes, Facebook Live is interactive, so people can ask questions as you're going through the property. There's a question about photographers going in where there's a shelter in place. So again, please reference our COVID page on our website because we have a state-by-state breakdown, sometimes county-by-county breakdown of what our policies and procedures are based on what the government regulations are. There's a question if 3D tours are photographed the same way as photo tours. In the sense that they're both true fusion, yes. In the sense that they're, they've got the clear view windows. We have our blue sky guarantee on both, yes. It's a little bit different equipment. There's a question if the video can be uploaded to MLS so that interested parties can view it when they want. Yes, you should be able to get a non-branded version of the video. Yeah, what are reasons not to do a 3D? I can't think of an option not to do 3D, other than the fact that if your potential buyers are elderly, older, not savvy with technology, if that's your definite buyer pool for that property, for sure. I don't know if they're going to want to use a 3D tour to navigate to see the house, right? So think about who your potential buyer is and how they like to navigate. What type of technology do they like to use? And try to pick a product that matches with their preference. Yep, so there's questions here again about the 3D, so I'm go ahead and jump into that. So again, this is our TruFusion 3D virtual tour here. The navigation starts on the bottom left. So this icon is what you click on to get the photo slider navigation. So it's not a dollhouse, it's photo slider navigation. You can choose whether you want to see the main level, upper level, lower level, and then on each level you have the photo slider navigation. Recreation. It's like a kind of a fisheye lens approach for each one. So you can easily see which room you want to look through. I'm going to try to jump to the beginning of this. The front elevation. And foyer. The back elevation, so it can go anywhere you want here. Once you're inside, you just click on those arrows to walk you through each room. And then once you're in the room, you can just use your mouse or your finger if you have a touchpad and control what you want to see in the room. Again, it's completely, you know, all the way up, all the way down. Is there carpet in here? So you can check out all of those views. So that's the 3D virtual tour. The hybrid floor plan tour is literally a floor plan. This is where you're going to have the red words to indicate that there's a photo associated with that room, and the red dots to kind of indicate that there's another photo as well. The blue ring will indicate where there's a 3D spin available, which means that you can, again, use your mouse or finger on a touchpad to navigate all the way around the room, look at the ceiling, look at the floor. See the ceiling fan, see outside. So that's the main difference between those two products. And if you go to our homepage, you can read our COVID-19 policies and procedures. Those are updated by location, hourly or as needed per state. If you're ready to schedule an appointment, you can just click there. And if you want to see the virtual open house suite of products, you can click here as well. But under our menu, that's where you'll be able to jump into the prices. So you can just look through the tour options, decide what's right for you, and see some of our starting pricing there, as well as our add-on options. That's a look at our virtual staging, by the way. It looks relatively similar in 3D in terms of quality. All right, are there any other questions that I didn't answer here? If I didn't get to your question, please feel free to email me after we wrap up today. Or if you think of a question after we conclude, don't hesitate to send me an email. There's a question about our policy for photographers to turn lights off and on. We have a policy that we're not engaging with as many things in the house as possible, again, because of COVID, but feel free to ask our customer service team about that. They can offer you more details around that. There's a question if we have multiple listings, if we want virtual staging, would the furniture be different between the homes? Yes, you can get different virtual staging, so everybody doesn't have the same furniture. So again, if you have any questions, just reply to the email that you got this from marketing@TruPlace.com. Marketing@TruPlace.com is probably the best way to reach me. I'm gonna make sure I haven't missed any other questions here. There's a question if virtual staging can be included in the hybrid option. Yes, I believe it can. There's a question here if other tours show views from the windows as clearly as the 3D tour. So the walkthrough video tour is not going to give you the view from the windows as clearly as you would get from the 3D tour. So if you have a property that is going to be sold based on the sweeping views out the windows, I would probably opt for the 3D tour over the walkthrough video. If you have an amazing property that has built-in bookshelves, you know, deep oak finishes, they're really rich woods inside the interior, I would probably go with the walkthrough video because that's going to pick up that rich detail really well. There's a question, what is the lead time on virtual staging once the photos are taken? Not sure I totally understand the question, but if you place the order to get virtual staging at the same time you place the order for the photos get delivered first, and then they're done. The staging's done next. So we have next business day delivery on all of our products. We do have Saturday delivery for an extra fee. So virtual staging would be done within, I think it's like a day after the photos are done. Yeah, I think ours are faster. It depends on how many rooms though. There's a question, how do you create a screen sharing social media post walking through the virtual tour? So you have to go to Facebook Live in order to share your screen. And then once your screen is live, then you just go to that website where you have the virtual tour and just click through that way. Once you're done with the Facebook Live, you just hit stop recording, stop share screen, and then Facebook automatically turns that live session into a recording and posts it on your Facebook feed. These are really good questions, you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you've got a listing that you want to kind of spruce up on the interior as well, we are working with max house price to do renovations, and then we'll do the virtual staging and photography. There's a question if the virtual tour can be with and without tone. I'm just asking since I'd like to do a talk with the viewers through when I'm live. Not. Yes, if you want to talk the viewers through the property while you're live, then, oh, the music, yes. So let me show you how to do that. So just go to the virtual open house page, and you see those bars right there? That's your sound. So just make sure your sound is off so you can talk through the house and you don't have the music playing in the background. I hope that was the question. There's a question, if you order a 3D tour, do you get individual photos as well for your MLS listings? No, the 3D tour product is purchased separate from the photo package. So I would encourage you guys to look at these videos on your own computer, because my concern is that either this connection or your connection might be slowing my internet speed a little bit. So I don't want you to think the videos are all jerky and clunky. So I would encourage you guys to go to our website and view these videos on your own computer so you can see how smooth the video is on your own screen. But we're looking at the walkthrough video right now. So just to kind of show you an example, this is one of the 4 products that's listed on the page. This might be a really easy way for you guys to do a live walkthrough of a house through Facebook Live or through Zoom, because you can just hit pause if you want to stop here for a minute and talk about the oven range, talk about the refrigerator, talk about the wine cooler, anything you want to talk about. You just hit pause at any point in this video so you can stop and talk about anything about the property. Are there any other questions? By the way, Facebook loves Facebook Live, so you don't have to pay to boost that. The live feed, Facebook tends to push that out to more of your fans and followers than any other kind of post. So that's why I love the Facebook Live feature, because Facebook's algorithm really pushes that out to the majority of your fans and followers without you having to pay that little extra bit. Yeah, that's the other great thing about this. You could do Facebook Live from your phone and still show this nice professional photography by just having the extra tab open on your phone. So I don't know if there's a disclosure anywhere if staging is virtual or not. I know what most people do is put it either in the notes section, the description, or if there's physical property, sometimes they would put a poster board on like an easel. So when people showed up, they didn't feel kind of gypped that they weren't seeing what they thought they saw online. So just another quick, yeah, we're looking at the slideshow video now, just in case you're wondering what that was. There was one other thing I wanted to point out about the floor plan tour here. This will give you the dimensions of the room. So you're going to look at serious buyers at this point, right? So by the time you have already decided your price point, your neighborhood, and you're clicking through this floor plan tour, you're a fairly serious buyer. What's great about this product for serious buyers is that it gives you these dimensions, which you wouldn't necessarily have access to if you couldn't go physically visit the property. So like if I want to know if my couch fits against that wall, I can measure it at my house, and then I can measure it up against these dimensions. The same thing with like, I want to know if my boys' bunk beds can fit against the wall where there isn't a window. This product provides that information as well. So that's really helpful. Yes, we always use Google Earth. We get our measurements from the photographer, whoever our representative is that we send out to the property captures both the photography and the measurements. That's why we have our own trained and certified group. Are there any other questions that I didn't answer here? Again, I think these are 4 really good options for everybody staying safe, Would these measurements also be with city planning? I'm not sure. It probably depends what city. I know some like planned developments, it's really easy to get a hold of these. There's a question about how many community videos or how many community photos we provide. I think it's approximately 30 amenity photos or neighborhood photos that come with the photo package. There's a question about the fire in the fireplace during the walkthrough video. Yes, that was a fire. That was a fire in the fireplace in the walkthrough video. So yeah, I would say if you guys have any questions about our pricing, please reach out to customer service. They're going to have more details about that as well. Thank you guys so much for your questions. There's a question, can you order only one 3D shot, for example, for an open living area? So if you just want one 3D shot, I think you have to order it in a package of 3 from the floor plan tour. So when you make the floor plan tour a hybrid, I think the minimum purchase is 3 3D spins per package. But I would just ask customer service for more details on that. Yes, so there's a question about the videos. Once you purchase them from us, you should get a Vimeo link and a YouTube link. And you can use the embed code from YouTube to put that video on your website. So you could actually do the Facebook Live and then go to your website and then play the video and talk through it from there as well. I hope this was helpful for you guys. These are really good questions. So I'm glad that we were able to do this. Please let us know if you have any more questions. Please stay safe out there. Thank you all so much for all the hard work that you're doing.